Okay. Hey, welcome to another episode of Talking Hyvä. And this time we have the exciting news that we launched the early access of Hyvä Enterprise, meaning we have partial coverage or full coverage for Adobe Commerce B2B and Adobe Sensei, so that's product recommendations and live search. And we're continuing to work hard on Adobe Commerce general features. But yeah, first we finished up full compatibility for B2B and Sensei. With me are John and Ryan, our Adobe Commerce compatibility team or our enterprise team, who've been working really hard for the past 2 months to create this first release. Hey, Ryan. Hey, John.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, so let's start off with a little demo just to see where people can find information on the current state of Enterprise. So that might look different than at the time of recording. But we put out this release a month ago, this blog announcement where we announced Hyvä Enterprise, including our plans for pricing and what it would contain. So you can find that from our blog page. And just yesterday, we launched the early access product page. So from hyvä.io, you can get to Enterprise, and this is the package that works on top of the Hyvä theme. So it's completely built the Hyvä way. Yeah, it comes with a yearly support package, update and support package. We currently have a little discount promotion running to celebrate the launch. You can find all general information about what Hyvä Enterprise is and does on this product page. A lot of frequently asked questions, but also what current features are covered. We have this matrix where you can see all of the information about coverage. We have a tracker where you can find also all of the supported features in more detail, what packages are published and which are in progress, so you can keep track of what our core team is doing, meaning Ryan and John. So yeah, I think it would be cool if we could give a little demo of what the current state is of the enterprise products. So let's do that in 2 steps. Let's start off with John showing all of the B2B features, and then Ryan has been working very hard with the Adobe core team, the Sensei product team at Adobe, to get Sensei working. So Ryan will be able to give us a demo of that. All right then, John, I'll hand over the screen sharing to you. Let's have a look at all of the coverage.
All right, there we go. So yeah, default Hyvä theme, as people know and love it already. Start with the header section. We've reworked the header a bit. We can now add links as we needed for the B2B stuff. First one that we've got is when you're not logged in, ability to create a new account. I won't go through the entire form, but you can see we've recreated the form as is in Luma. And we've got things like Hyvä form validation for all the key fields. If I log into one of my many test accounts, I'll start with just a quick demo of the shared catalogs and product restrictions. Actually, before I log in, probably also worth showing we've got for those that want to do, when you're logged out, restrict things. So for example, I think this page here, we've got watches. You can see we're able to view prices, but we're not able to add anything to cart, or not for all of them, sorry. For a few of them, we've got restricted in this default catalog. And then in the fitness category, we've got the majority of them completely restricted and not even showing prices. We've got all that default functionality working as expected. Then if I actually sign into account, I'll sign into one with a restricted catalog to start with. can see we've got the menu completely changed. So only the things that we've set up in the admin that this company is allowed to view and purchase are now available. So this again, the fitness category. So a minute ago where you couldn't view prices or add to cart, we now can. So all the shared catalog working as it should be. Notice we've got these nice header links as well. So we've got company structure. I'll go through all these other bits in a second. I'm just going to log out again. And then before we go into more of the company stuff, I'll just do the quick orders that we've got down in the footer here. So we can add SKUs in, add them to the list. We can also search for new products as well. So find a bag, for example, add those in. We can add all those to cart. So yeah, quick order, looking good there. Yeah, if I log into an account now, just log into my kind of standard one, sign in, back to the cart. You can now see that we've got the option to request a quote. We've also got requisition list things I'll come on to shortly. Yeah, we want to add a quote.
Discount.
Nice and obvious. Yeah, we can send a quote request. Oh, on my internet there for a second. Yeah, so we've got our quote created. We've got the status. We've got all the details. We've got a few different things that we can do. We can modify the items. We can go in and add comments to them. Update the total. See what we've got. We can select an address. So I can add a test address in. I can add more comments if I wish. Otherwise, I can send it for review and hand it over to the merchant.
Cool.
So if I go back into the quote section itself, we've got the grid page fully recreated. All the grids that we've recreated in the account area for B2B are fully server-side rendered now, so they're a lot faster. There's no spinny wheels while you wait for data to load. Yeah, we've got all the filters as well, so we can filter between just my quotes and quotes from other people. We can see, for example, a quote here where I can't do anything because it's not a quote that I've created, so everything's grayed out. And that occurs for many of the other things as well. So quotes in different states. So if I've submitted a quote like the one I just created, again, that one's currently locked because the merchant's looking at it at the moment. I've got to wait until they unlock it again. Got pending, for example, where it's I'm not an owner. Find another one potentially. I might not have one, but we'll see. Maybe not. You can say we've got all the different statuses. We've got things that are declined, products without relevant options, with error messages. We've even got quotes that have been turned into purchase orders and then orders with all the data at the top. So everything there in quotes. Just another note, again, with all the grids, we've got the default pagination, which all works really nicely and fast. So yeah, those are quotes. Maybe if I go back, actually no, we'll go onto just the general company information now. So yeah, just on the dashboard, we've got basic output of user role. We've got the same on the account information page. I think overly exciting, but just to replicate what we've got in Luma, we've got our profile page where you can see all the different sections of our company. We can go in and edit things as well if we wish. We've got company users page where we can show which users we have, filter by inactive or everybody. Can add users, delete users, set them as inactive, all the different bits and pieces that we might want to do. So if I go to that one, set as inactive, and it's done. And if I just want to delete them completely, I can. All that sorted. And again, if we want to add a new user, we've got everything set up with all the roles that we can select, different statuses, other bits and pieces. Further to that, you can see different roles we can select. These are all the roles grid. Again, we've got pagination, we've got different edit, we've got duplicate options here, but we can go and add a new role, go and tick as many of these boxes as we like and set different roles. So if I just demo that quickly, as you can see, with this user, we've got everything available to us as a company administrator. We've got quotes, we've got purchase orders, and yeah, all this other bits and pieces. If I just log out for a second and sign in with a restricted user, we've got less options. I think we're missing company structure from this one now because they're not able to do that kind of thing. So it works in this header menu as well. We go to the general account. We've got a few different bits and pieces on here. But roles and permissions, for example, this user cannot edit or create. So the button's gone. The ability to duplicate, edit, and delete has disappeared. Company profile, I can only view a few bits and pieces. I can't edit at all. So yeah, we've worked quite hard replicating to ensure all of those different scenarios work as they should. And if I just pop back to the other account again. So let's have a quick look. We've got the company structure fully recreated. Again, this is server-side rendered, so as the page loads, it loads almost instantly. As before, it took quite a while to spin in. We've got the ability to drag people around, put them in different places, select them, edit them, change their information, all the things that you would expect to be able to do. Again, we can select and delete or add. And again, with the relevant permissions, certain users will only be able to come in and look at this and not drag and edit things, whereas we've got full control. Next, we've got the credits. This is just the history. Credit at checkout still works with the Luma fallback checkout for now. We'll look at Hyvä checkout side of things in future. But yeah, in the account area, we've got our balance and all our history. That's credit, not too much more to see there. Next, we have purchase orders. There's two parts to this. So this is just an intermediary step of placing a purchase order before actually placing a final order with full approval workflow. So we've got, again, different views so we can see all the company purchase orders, just your own. Again, this depends on the permissions that you have as well as to what you can do. When you're on company, and this one that says requires my approval, you've got different actions that you can take. So you can reject or approve them in bulk. Certain purchase orders, if we go into one, will require different approval flows. So this is just a standard purchase order page with creation dates that are able to add to the shopping cart. We've got comments and history and other bits and pieces. And again, we've got shipping and payment methods, ability to leave comments, again, ability to approve, reject, or cancel at the bottom. We've also got this approval flow, and this one is pending approval. If I go to another purchase order that's been approved or rejected, we can see. I know that one wasn't there. They're not all approval flow, might have just been rejected or approved for another reason. Let's have a look if I can find one. Maybe not. Essentially, you'll see different. There we go. There's one that's been rejected. So it tells you what action was taken at what time. So yeah, it's all the purchase orders. And then once a purchase order is approved, for example, I approve that one, and then we go into it. We can now actually go and place the order from it, which will take us back to the standard checkout process. And then linked to purchase orders, we've got these approval roles that I've just shown. So you can see this one's now approved. This is one of the last bits that we need to finalize. We've got the grid page done for approval rules. So again, showing all the rules that are in place, what the conditions are, and that kind of thing. We're just finalizing the edit and creation page for these. Otherwise, everything is done. Yeah, so final thing I believe now for B2B is requisition lists. So again, we've got a grid page. It's actually probably best to go to another part of the site. If we go to a category page, we've got requisition list here. Needs a little bit of a. I just little bug caught there. We'll get that one sorted. Yeah, we've got the requisition list here. We've got a full validation that we've worked through, and so we need to select options. If I want to add something to a requisition list, can do. So sweatshirt's close enough to a hoodie. Let's add it to the hoodies list. I'll add it in there. Can also do this from the product page. Again, we've got all the validation in place, and we can even create a new list. So let's call this one tops. We'll create a new list, and we've got in our account area. Looks like I've already created one called tops. Let's create it's added a one to it form. But if we go into one or two of these, we can see all the items that's in our list. We can select various items, remove, move, copy, just as you can in Luma. We've even got the configuration pages where you can go and change the options, and yeah, all the settings you would expect. So we can delete or we can add things to cart. And I think that is probably a whistle-stop tour of everything in B2B. So yeah, we've got pretty much everything covered. There's obviously a few little bits and pieces to sort out, like minor styling bits. One last bit I forgot to mention. So we've been looking at the mobile side of things as well. So we've made sure that grids flow correctly. Depending on the grid, there'll either be columns that disappear, like the default orders table. But yeah, everything's had a check over from a mobile point of view. Again, there'll be little bits that we need to finalize. But yeah, we're in a pretty good place for the B2B.
It's so extensive, so many features. Very cool. And what can you say about the general Adobe Commerce features, where we stand with that currently? We can see it from the feature matrix, but since you've also made an inventory of the current state of that, can you quickly lay out which things are partially or fully covered there? Yeah,
we've got a few things that are partially covered. So you can see in here we've got gift cards, for example. We can actually go, I haven't got the URL to hand, but the gift cards are working in terms of going to a gift card, choosing your information, checking out, redeeming your code and applying it. You can also turn it into the store credit. We've got so when I showed shared catalogs at the start, the functionality that stops you being able to see prices and add to basket buttons on the category pages and product pages, that's actually category restrictions. So those are fully working. There's things that didn't really need any compatibility, things like content staging and preview already work straight out of the box.
And RMA, return management,
RMA is
partially covered.
Partially there. There's bits that need tidying up, but we've got the ability to request a return. And yes, I think we've got a returns link. We've got the ability to go into an order. Let me see if I've got one that's not in pending state. That's complete. So yeah, this might not be fully completed. You can see we've got most of the way there in terms of being able to create a return, including like adding custom attributes. So this image was a custom one that was added. So we can create a return. There's still some work to do on the actual returns grid and view page. So RMA is in a pretty good place. We can do invitations as well from memory. So I think we can add emails and invite people. There might be a little bit to finish off on that one as well. So yeah, quite a few areas already with some good coverage. We can do CMS hierarchy as well, so where you can make it like a category tree structure out of CMS pages. Most of that is ready. And the product relationship rules as well. So separate to the recommendations with the sensor, this is just in the admin where if you want to create rules to say show products in the same category that cost more on these products, you can set those rules up and it'll show them as related or upsells or cross sells, however you choose. Those are working. And yeah, I think we've got a few others that we need to pick up and look at, like rewards, and tag manager and the gift registry. But yeah, we're not too far off from getting some of those underway. too long until we're getting to the same state as we are with B2B and Sensei as we are with the default commerce.
Yeah, so that's the next thing we're moving on to after we've polished up some of the things on B2B and Sensei, and we're going to finish up the general Adobe Commerce features.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, Mr. Ryan, would you be able to show us some Sensei things?
Yeah, sure. I'll just share my screen now. Are you guys able to see that yet?
Yeah.
Sweet. So I've just set up a basic store here with some recommendations units on. So this is just a simple recommendations unit here, where we can see this is all coming from Sensei. We've got some recommendations here placed at the top of the page. And we also have a recently viewed unit here. So when you click through into products and stuff, this should all update automatically and send it back to Sensei and Adobe. This is can be added here directly through the admin, and we can see the stats being tracked, all as they should be. So the same as if you were to have it on Luma, it will now work with Hyvä. And next, we're going to have a look at the search feature, so live search. I think it's quite amazing how quick live search actually is. Like at the press of a button, we get instant results. So t-shirts, for example, there isn't any t-shirts, sorry.
Shirts, maybe.
Yeah, shirts or shorts. It just comes through very quickly with recommendations here. We have suggestions on search terms and actual products here, which then link up to the stat tracking in the admin. So we have all of our, we can see what our, like say your customers have been searching for. We can check here their click-through rates, conversion rates, and zero results rates. We have this all tracking here. So these are popular things people have been looking at. So say we go back and click through onto here. Ooh. Maybe that wasn't the right search term to look for, but we can see the search results which marry up with what we see here. If you enable facets, we will have layered navigation here. Just for this example, I haven't enabled them. But yeah, that's live search and product recommendations.
Very cool. Very cool. Useful to have that whole dashboard. And yeah, nice to see that even microservices that are being plugged in by Adobe can still be plugged into our great monolith and still do things the Hyvä way. Yeah, pretty powerful features. Yeah, again, it's been pretty great that we got direct assistance from Adobe in getting Sensei to work properly and to test against their API, whether things were coming through and everything. So we got a huge amount of support from them. So yeah, that's a great start of working together on getting Adobe Commerce customers onto Hyvä Enterprise. So it's very, very exciting stuff. So yeah, a lot of things already covered. It's extremely feature rich, and I think we've got a great offering already for early access. Yeah, we know a lot of people were eagerly waiting for all of the B2B features. So yeah, that's another thing unlocked that we're very happy about. So yeah, I guess it's time to wrap up. I think amazing work that you've both been able to do in the past 2 months, moved at incredible pace. So yeah, very, very exciting to see how quickly we can make more steps with more features. Very cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Be worth mentioning a quick shout out to the partners and contributors who helped with a few of the bits that we started from to help us get where we are?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we officially started to build out the enterprise feature set, we had quite a bit of partner agencies contribute to features, and yeah, that really helped us to as a launch pad to quickly get up to speed. And though we did, what you saw is because there were different contributions from different parties, that there were different approaches to doing things, and yeah, we did need to stick our heads together to find like the common way how we do things throughout all of the different features, and quite a bit of yeah, refactoring that has been done there, and a lot of the small, like you just saw how extensive all of these B2B features are, and how many hidden features and buttons and conditions there are, which were for large part still open to be implemented. So yeah, definitely very helpful that we got our partners to contribute there. All right, thank you both, and thank you for watching, listening, and hope to see you next time. Bye.
Cheers.